Hello, welcome to my channel. So this is Gail. It's my middle name actually, my stage name. My first name is Emily, so if you know me personally, if you're watching this on Facebook, this is Emily Gail. This channel is Gail Music, and that's what I use for all my music advertising and promoting. So I want to talk about a recent occurrence that has happened to me, a recent change that I've had, which has been pretty dramatic, which has affected this channel. And that is what's happened to my voice. So right now, I'm speaking to you in the voice that you're probably familiar with if you're watching this. You know me personally, you watch my videos. It's the voice I've used to sing for all my videos, until most recently. So I have historically had trouble projecting my voice. My voice has felt very thin. And I've gone to various vocal coaches and teachers to try and mediate my problems and try and figure out why I can't be heard in crowds, why I can't be heard over a band if I'm playing with a band, even if I have a microphone, why I just can't get loud at all. And if you're listening to my voice right now, you realize it feels like a small voice, right? So on my most recent vocal coach I went to, which I will post about in another video, but she had me do an exercise where I inhaled air quickly through my gut and I made a noise. Okay, so and then we kept going. She said, "Now I need you to make a noise, make a sound on that comes out." And so what came out was a completely different sound than I've ever been used to ever. So it was shocking to hear something come out of your mouth that you have never heard, at least not in a long time, come out of you. Dramatically different. So you may have noticed if you've watched any of my previous videos, and I should have said something prior to posting them because it might have confused a lot of people. But what we discovered was that what I'm speaking to you now is my head voice. So in music, well, in singing at least, and I might butcher the explanations, so I'll try and keep it as absolutely, brief as possible. But there's chest voice and head voice. So two different methods of how you want to sing. And then there's mixed voice too. But for this discussion, there's chest voice and then there's head voice. So we realized that I've been speaking and singing in my head voice, which is kind of where you center the sound around your head. You don't really project much from your chest or your diaphragm. So I've been singing and speaking in my head voice for 22 years. That's how old I am. And less than 6 months ago, I discovered that I had a completely different register.
And it sounds like this. So this is my chest voice. But really the only change I can feel, I mean, it sounds super different, but the only change I can feel is I feel a shift here in my vocal cords. I don't have it completely figured out yet, but I've been doing exercises to try and, work on this voice and then work on the other voice. Not as much anymore because I can't really connect them right now. They're not one composite voice, they're two different voices. So with this voice, I can go much deeper as note-wise than I could in my head voice. So on a keyboard, if you're familiar with music notes or if you have a keyboard, I can go from B2 to B4. So it's a 2-octave range, a certain range on a keyboard of notes that I can reach, many of which I could not conceive of reaching when I was speaking exclusively in my head voice, which again I wasn't aware of. So I recently discovered that I could speak and sound this way, and it's opened up a lot of doors for me. So it's definitely changed the kinds of songs that I'm able to sing. So if you watch any of my previous videos, my more recent ones, I'm doing Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, so these are all male singers. And that is what I like to sing in this voice because I can. And because I really like that kind of music. I like rock music, grunge music, and my whole life, my whole singing, the time I've been singing professionally and out in public, it's been really frustrating for me because those are the kinds of songs I like to sing, but
When you're talking like this, it's really hard to sing Alice in Chains or Nirvana.
so it's been really liberating for me to be able to sing all those songs and to sing with a lot of power. So that was my main concern, was not being able to project, and I can project. I can get pretty loud. I mean, maybe it may not be like super loud to some people, but to myself, from all the times that I've spent singing, I can get loud. And it's been really awesome. So this has only been going on for about 6 months. I've only discovered this less than 6 months ago through that exercise that I spoke of earlier. But not but 2 days ago, I have decided to speak in this voice throughout the day. And I'm not consistent with it, so I just hit a crack there. So I'm not consistent with the sound is not consistent. But I haven't been using it to speak for extended periods of time. So I have been doing that. And I will continue to do that. And it shocked a lot of people. It's confused a lot of people mostly. I wouldn't say shocked. I'd say it's shocked me. But it's confused a lot of people at work, people I see every day that are now realizing that I sound completely different than how I sounded yesterday. Like people on the phone don't recognize who I am and mistake me for other people. And my mom didn't recognize me on the phone. So it's been a little funny for me. But it hasn't been that bad, actually. Talking in this voice, it hasn't taken that much adjusting out in public. I noticed that I feel a lot more confident speaking down here. And I feel more comfortable in expressing my anger, I get angry, and expressing how I feel and standing up for myself. So it's been really liberating in that sense as well, on a personal sense. So as a result, the nature of this channel is going to change a little bit, because I now sound completely different than how I'd sounded previously. And I'm not going to neglect my head voice, but I am going to be mostly using it exclusively. So one voice or the other by itself, because currently I cannot connect them. So I can't go smoothly from my chest voice to my head voice. There's a crack. There's a pretty big crack when I try and go from here to here.
And it just feels weird speaking up here now, so I'm going to go back down.
And so there's a break there. So I'm working on connecting that. So I've only been using this voice for less than a year. So it makes sense that I would need to spend some time getting time to adjust and to exercise those muscles here and work on my air. Right. So the videos on here, the songs that I'm doing, I feel more comfortable in my chest voice, but I'm not going to not do songs where I need to use my head voice. And there may be instances when I use both, but there will be breaks. So it won't be any of that. But I'm really excited because this is completely changing the game for everything I want to do, and I plan to do a lot in my career as a singer-songwriter, musician. And I want to thank you all for being subscribed to this channel, because this is going to be really fun. And I plan on posting more videos consistently this year, so I'm very excited. So thanks for watching. It's Gail Music, and I will be speaking and singing to you again.